We're only doing like the most major characters, so not every character, right? Let's start with Alphys. I feel like Alphys is like the most like victim-looking face of all time. I just can't imagine her doing it, but I also can't imagine her surviving. Does that make sense? Let's do Birdly next. Birdly, I feel like Birdly would kill. And in a killing game scenario, yeah, Birdly would definitely do it. He's that type of nigga. I would not trust him. Let's do sure Tenna. Tenna's a victim. I feel like they'd kill Tenna. You know what I mean? Tenna, like he's like too naive. You know what I mean? You'd walk up to Tenna with a knife, and he'd be like, "Oh, is that a light now over there? Oh, well, delightful." Also, all the darkness sound British in my mind. I don't know why my brain does that. He's like naive. He'd be like. You'd do like a very complicated scheme on him, and at no point you would be like suspicious. Let's do fucking Asgore. Asgore's victim. Asgore just doesn't have that dog in him to either live or actually kill. So that's the vibe that I'm getting. That's a toss up, isn't it? December. I mean, it's kind of a toss up, but if she's like the rough and tough like tomboy that we seem to think she is, I could see her do it. You know what I mean? Fucking, who else are we ranking? Sans. Sans is a survivor. Sans would be like the joke character that like survives the killing game simply because he's kind of lucky. You know what I mean? Like he wouldn't have to do shit. He'd just kind of make it to the end. You know? That's the vibe that I get off of him. Like he would live because it would be funny, and it would be funny because he has like the worst stats. Let's do Undyne. Sure, Undyne. Undyne's a killer. She's a cop. Yeah, killing's what she does. Why do I have King? We're not ranking King. That is way too minor of a character. I know I ranked Tenna, but whatever. Gerson would live because it'd be funny. You know, old man. He's like very wise beyond his years. Your plan would not work on him. He would simply live. He would simply foresee that shit. You know what I mean? Gerson is clearly written by like he's clearly written by someone who's very familiar with like the wuxia archetype of like the old like master who's very cheeky. If you've ever seen Come Drink with Me, yeah, he's just like that nigga. Um, Rudy's a victim. Carol's a killer, right? I feel like that's fair. Rudy, like I could so imagine Rudy being like the chapter 2 death. Does that make any sense? I feel like that makes sense. Ralsei. Is a Ralsei survivor? Nah, Ralsei a victim. Who am I kidding? Ralsei's just like that. I feel Noelle. Noelle's got that dog in her. All right, Noelle is like the character that I could see most like actually doing it. Does that make sense? No, Noelle. The thing with Noelle is she is like a normal Caucasian woman, like a normal Caucasian girl from the South, but she is also a little bit crazy. You know what I mean? So there is that. Uh, Susie's got survivor vibes. You know what I mean? She'd be like the character who you think is gonna end up killing, but like makes it through the entire game without doing that. That's just the vibe that I get off her. Toriel would be a victim. That's just that. Like I can't imagine that she has that dog in her, but at the same time, I can't imagine her as a survivor. Does that make sense? Actually, you know what? I could because she's smart. You know what I mean? Like she's not stupid. And Chris is either in killer or survivor. I'm gonna put him in survivor, but no, killer. I feel like they got that in them. You know what I mean? Ah, who am I kidding? No, that's just not the characterization that they have. They're just too normal. I'm gonna scroll through the characters and see if there's anyone else worth ranking. Oh, yep, that's killer right there. She would do it, and she would have a lot of fun doing it. Um, shit, who else is there? It's like interesting ranking. I guess I can do Flowery, but Chapter 5 characters aren't on this list. Flowery goes in killer, absolutely. What other Chapter 5 characters there is worth ranking? Yeah, not really anyone. Um, I do want to say, I feel like Weird Route Noelle would be in Victim, which I think is kind of weird to say, but I think you see what I mean, right? So, she's between the two. It depends which version of Deltarune you're talking about. Anyway, yeah, that's an insane video concept. Less insane than my other video concepts, you'll notice. On to the next one.